back to the round table. It is yours truly, Do Rock Creek, man. It is an absolute pleasure to be back at this round table with all my round table family. You know what I'm saying? Now, look, I don't want to hold y'all up too long today. You know what I'm saying? I just want to give a couple of accounts of different YouTubers I just so had happened to be in prison with. Now, this was inspired by my boy Coach Zoe over at the Game Bangers Life Coach Podcast. Man, make sure y'all go check out Coach Zoe over at the Game Bangers Life Coach. You know what I'm saying? Coach Zoe, man. You know what I'm saying? This was definitely inspired by him because he just did a show where he was reaccounting some of the people that he was in prison with that frequent YouTube now. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a great idea. You know what I'm saying? So again, shout out to Kozo. Because there's a quite few people on YouTube right now, you know what I'm saying, that I know personally, whether I was in the LA County Jail Crip module with them or in the prison system with them, you know what I mean? And I'm going to start off by naming my boy Coach Zoe. You know what I'm saying? Over at the Game Bangers Life Coach. You know what I'm saying? Me and him was in Calipatria together. You know what I mean? And I told the story on my show. He told the story on his show about our account there together. You know what I'm saying? Well, really, me and him met way back in 1994 in Centinela State Prison. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I think I was like 20. You know what I mean? That was my first level 4 yard that I had ever been on. You know what I'm saying? So that experience within itself was just wild and crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was my first time meeting Coach Zoe back in 1994. Then we ended up in we ended up in Centinela on the Sea Yard together. I mean, excuse me, in Calipat on the Sea Yard together. You know what I'm saying? In the year 2000. Now, what's so crazy about that time period, that goes into somebody else that I know that's on YouTube now, which is my boy Gumby. You know what I'm saying? From Nine Deuce Hoover. You know what I mean? Y'all might have seen Gumby, you know what I'm saying, on a number of different podcast shows. I believe he has his own podcast show. You know what I mean? So y'all might want to go check out the homie Gumby. You know what I'm saying? I I didn't really go into how deep me and Gumby's relationship was, you know what I mean? I think I told y'all when I first met him, when I first encountered Gumby, which was in the Crip module in 1995. You know what I'm saying? In the Los Angeles County Jail. You know what I'm saying? The Crip module is a specific area in the Los Angeles County Jail where they put all Crips, only Crips. You know what I'm saying? And they keep you pretty much sectioned off away from the rest of the population. You know what I'm saying? So you got the Crip module, you got the Blood module, you got the Serenio module. You know what I'm saying? Then they ended up adding the Asian module. You know what I'm saying? Which was the TRGs and so on and so on. You know what I mean? But that's where I first met Gumby at. You know what I'm saying? In the Crip module. You know what I mean? And then fast forward, we get to um, Centinela State Prison on the Sea Yard. He's over there on the Sea Yard. But by the time I got over to the Sea Yard, Gumby wasn't there. What had already happened to him. He was in the hole. So being that I was in and out the hole so much, you know what I'm saying? I seen him back there in the hole all the time. Every time I went to the hole, bro, Gumby had it to the point where he was able to get us moved. We was all in A section. Me, Gumby, the homie Stutterbox from Pomona Angelo Mafia, the homie Tank from OVG, Madman from OVG. It was a number of Crips in the A section. You know what I'm saying? Where Gumby was at. You know what I mean? And we was all lined up. So Gumby pretty much had all the juice in there. You know what I'm saying? He was able to get us moved around. You know what I'm saying? And really, in all honesty, like my time, every time I go back there, while I'm back there in the hole, my job was like when they needed extra space back there for somebody that's just coming in, I would volunteer and give up my cell so they can have that cell, which means they're gonna move me. Now, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna move me to the AdSeg whole overflow, which was in a different building, but it was mixed in with the main line. which was a beautiful thing for us because all I did was I go back over there to that building. I get moved to that building. I know I'm only gonna be in there for a few days before Gumby get me pulled back and I get my cell back. But my job was to go over there and collect as much stuff as I possibly could, which I did, which was all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stuff we wasn't supposed to have. But once I go load up, then Gumby will get me pulled back over to 5 Block, which was where the main ad sig was at, right? So bam. Shout out to everybody in the chat too, man. I see y'all. Dap Move, my bro. I see you. Roderick, I see you. Shout out to y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? Much love. Morticia, my beautiful girl. Golden, I see you, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Thank you all, man, for joining this round table. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wanted to give y'all different accounts of different YouTubers who's been frequenting YouTube as of late. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, for those of y'all that's catching this a little late, I got inspired to do this by my boy Coach Zoe over at the Game Bangers Life Coach Podcast. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, man, back to my time with Gumby. So yeah, Gumby would get me pulled. I go load up, get me pulled back over to 5 Block. So bam, I pass out everything that everybody got coming. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was. So we just kept repeating that cycle. He had it set up like that. You know what I'm saying? So we pretty much had everything that we wanted. But like I told y'all, Gumby is where I got a lot of my read material, bro. Do you not understand? Like with this dude, how intelligent he is. For one, I don't want y'all looking at his online persona and get him mixed up with being a sucker or any of that, because he's not. And all the false allegations about bro being on some homo stuff and all that, bro. Don't believe the hype. That's not his character. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not jumping out there to get into these dudes squabble with none of that. I'm just attesting to Gumby, the person that I know. You know what I'm saying? Who's always been a real one, presented herself as a real one at all times. Every time I encountered, bro, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never punked the game. I ain't never seen him punk the game. Like I said, I was in the crib module with him. You know what I'm saying? And they was in there doing their Hussein thing. Gumby wasn't with it. He's a real Hoover, just strictly Hoover. So the person that y'all seeing online ain't no extras with him. Y'all got him messed up, bro. Y'all got him messed up. That's a real dude. He's a real live game member. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, man, that was my encounter with Gumby. Being Gumby, he wanted me to, and that's another thing. Dude always had vision on what he wanted to do. He knew he was gonna get out of prison. You know what I'm saying? So he always knew what he wanted to do. He was talking about getting into the music business even back then. He was discussing with me. I got some stuff in here, with me somewhere. I got to dig down deep and find it. You know what I'm saying? But it was something that Gumby had gave me while we were doing our time in the hole, where he already had the vision for getting into the music business and what he wanted to do. He wanted to do business with me on some music stuff, right? So he had this flyer drawn out, you know what I'm saying? Back then we called him the Great Gambino. Shout out to my boy, the Great Gambino, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, he always had that vision. And like I said, he's extremely smart, intelligent. He had hundreds upon hundreds of books inside his cell. He was my personal library. So when I needed reading material, that's the person that I went to during the time while we was in the hole. Because back then you didn't have TVs and radios in the cell with you. They gave you nothing. So all you could do was work out and read. That's it. And that's what we did during that time period. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I credit bro for helping me enhance my intelligence, you know what I'm saying, during the time when I was with him. You know what I mean? And again, y'all should not mistake his online persona for anything other. Like, he's a real one, period. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But okay, the next person that I was in prison with was my boy Big China, man. Big China Man. You know what I'm saying? He got a podcast called The Inside Story with Damian Porter. You know what I mean? That's the homie from Hoover, you know what I'm saying? Big OG right there, you know what I'm saying? I was in prison with him and a number of his homies, you know what I'm saying? Big China, Big China wasn't no joke, man. Big China was a cold grinder, you know what I'm saying? One of the real ones from Hoover, you know what I'm saying? All his homeboys respected him. You know what I'm saying? I had came to have a nice amount of respect for him because me and him did business together. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he was a businessman, a cold grinder. So was I. You know what I'm saying? He sold what I like, which was THC. You know what I'm saying? Weed, you know what I'm saying? And wax and all that. And I had what he liked at that time, which that tobacco. Big China used to kill that tobacco, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I was with him probably his last couple of years, you know what I'm saying, before he ended up paroling, getting out, you know what I'm saying, and going on to start his podcast, you know what I'm saying, and having very good success with it too, by the way, man. So y'all go check out Damian Porter, The Inside Story, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, and subscribe to his show as well. You feel me? All right. The next person, you know what I'm saying? Up the bat, my boy 16 to Life. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy 16 to Life. Me and 16 to Life go back to 1990. I got to the D Yard in Salinas Valley State Prison in 1998. Right? That's where I met my boy 16 to Life, also known as Chill. You know what I'm saying? Met him there on the yard as a young crip. You know what I'm saying? Him and his homeboy Nutso. We was all on the same yard. You know what I'm saying? Nutso was downstairs from me. You know what I'm saying? Nutso was one of the type of dudes that, you know, tried to also help you. You know what I'm saying? Grow education wise. You know what I'm saying? Always spitting game. You know what I'm saying? 16 to Life was kicked back. You know what I'm saying? He was on his tip, but he was kicked back. You know what I'm saying? Smart brother, engaging. You know what I'm saying? I believe I met him in one of the rap circles that we used to have around that time. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, in the rap circles, man, in the jail, prison, you gonna run into any and everybody in them circles. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember times back then, people like those that have they homeboys specifically come trying to battle rap me. And you know what I'm saying? And I remember like these bloods doing that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, 16 to Life was around for a lot of those times, as well as the times when I was with the dude, the rapper X-Rated from Sacramento. Of course, we talked about that. You know what I'm saying? But that's where I ended up meeting him at, man. And like I said, he got out. He's out now. You know what I'm saying? With a very wonderful podcast. You know what I'm saying? Again, 16 to Life. Make sure y'all go over to his channel, man. Like, comment, and subscribe to his material as well. He got great material out. A lot of these dudes, bro, that I talk about is good dudes. These are good, honest, good dudes, bro. You know what I'm saying? That found was fortunate to find a way after prison and being able to give their testimony to the world. You know what I'm saying? As uncut as they possibly can. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we jump behind these cameras, you know what I'm saying, and we give y'all stories and descriptions on stuff that may have taken place in prison that you probably would never have even heard about, historical things. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to remember a lot of stuff that goes on in the streets as far as peace treaties and alliances and all this stuff. A lot of that stuff started in jail, whether y'all know that or not. A lot of beefs either crack off in jail or stop in jail. You know what I'm saying? Just to show y'all the importance of, you know what I'm saying, how the outside world and the inside world coincide with each other. You know what I'm saying? To a certain degree. You know what I mean? And it's just good, man, seeing these dudes get out and jump into this field as far as content creating and having a decent amount of success in doing it. You know what I'm saying? Once I decided to jump over into this field, you know what I'm saying, I knew it wasn't gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? I knew that, you know, in the beginning people wouldn't probably take it serious as far as, you know, the road that I was gonna choose to go with this. You know what I'm saying? And you know, along the way, we learned as we went. I didn't have nobody assisting me, you know what I'm saying, coaching me like a lot of these dudes get assisted with their channels and all that to take them and get all these followers and viewers and all that, right? Well, that's cool. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get bumped to the front of the line, you know what I'm saying? Or would you rather build from the ground up like a lot of these brothers that I've just named has done? I love it. I can't do nothing but love and respect it because it's giving us an honest route and opportunity. You know what I'm saying? At doing something productive, giving back productivity to our communities and the masses out there. Because you got people all around the world that's tuning in to a lot of these podcast shows, and they may have been gang goofy to a lot of the stuff that culturally that goes on out here in California, and likewise in different, you know what I'm saying, climates. You feel me? That's why I love being able to have a diversified, um, choice of different shows that I can engage in and actually have a great deal of respect for what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And there's other shows that I check out besides the people that I've been locked up with, but you know what I'm saying? It just feel better, you know what I mean? Being able to look at somebody that you know you can relate to, that's been in your shoes. You know what I'm saying? That's been where where you've been, and can actually attest to how cold it can get inside those jailhouses, inside any jailhouse, but make it through it and be able to give your testimony. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, when I see a lot of these dudes, that's what I take a great deal of pride in seeing that, like, they did it like this, and I know I can do it too. You know what I'm saying? With focus, and this is the best focus that I can possibly have, engaging with my people here at this round table as much as I possibly can. Us together. You know what I'm saying? And please feel free to jump in the comments, man, and light it up. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Oh, somebody else that does podcasting that's on here, the guy Kev Mack. Now, Kev Mack was in the Crip module with me. He was upstairs. I never really had no one-on-one personal engagements with him like that. You know what I'm saying? But I did tell the story about me and his homeboy getting caught on the bus slipping, coming out the Crip module. You know what I'm saying? By the South Side Serenios. You know what I mean? And saving his life, and you know what I'm saying, them thanking me for that, you know what I'm saying, them being the rolling 60s, the neighborhood car, period. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, he was up in the Crip module with me, you know what I'm saying. I see him doing his thing as well, you know what I'm saying. That's wonderful, beautiful, you know what I'm saying. I seen a number of other people that I was locked up with, you know what I'm saying, that has gone to get out, you know what I'm saying, and venture on into, you know, living the rest of their life, however they choose to, you know what I'm saying. But it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to see that, you know what I'm saying. Um, Being able to give back, you know what I mean. Positiveness and nothing negative. We've lived all the negative that we can live. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, we've done enough of that. Now it's time to turn that around and start being, you know what I'm saying, more responsible for our decision making, because we got others that's looking up to us. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want that, the responsibility of trying to do right because you know you got others looking up to you, and you should want that for yourself though. You should want that for your family and kids, especially if you've been down that walk like a lot of us have been. The guys that I've named, that I've been locked up with, that y'all see on YouTube now, you know what I'm saying? That it wasn't no cakewalk for none of them. It wasn't no cakewalk, man. Going through the system, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, no cakewalk at all. You know what I'm saying? So the best way that we can try to give back to y'all that haven't been through that, look, this is what you can expect from this. You getting a first-hand account of some of the most horrific things that we can jump on here behind these cameras authentically and describe to y'all in great detail on the things that we either been involved in or that we've seen firsthand. Me, I try to give to y'all anything that I was involved in or related to in some way, somehow. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like jumping out there and getting into other people's politics. You know what I'm saying? Because when you jump into other people's politics, you bring on a whole bunch of unwarranted problems and issue you inherit from somebody else that wasn't even yours by getting into somebody else's business, especially if you're not from where them people was from that you speaking on. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, you got to be careful with that, for real, for real. But yeah, those are the podcasters. There's probably a few more that I probably allowed to slip my mind. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't finna sit and write it down. The most important ones is the ones that I named. You know what I'm saying? That y'all can go check out their channels. You know what I'm saying? And get to know these men like I have on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? And not just be speaking from a lot of you dudes that's reporting on some of these dudes, like Gumby, for instance. If you don't know this man personally, you know what I'm saying, and you don't have that type of relationship with him, you shouldn't be speaking on bro like that. You know what I'm saying? For real, because that'll get you hurt. Playing with somebody that's real, like that'll get you hurt, man. You got to be careful on the shit that y'all say behind these cameras about people y'all don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. If somebody was putting off false information about you, you know what I'm saying, false scenarios and situations about you, you know what I'm saying, that was casting a dark shadow over, who you are as a man or a woman, would you take kindly to that? I don't think you would. I don't know anybody, you know what I'm saying, that walk with their head up above their shoulders that's gonna take kindly to disrespect to their character, and what they stand for. So y'all got to be careful on the things that y'all report about, man, because if you don't know these people, you shouldn't be speaking on them. You shouldn't have them in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And if you are speaking on them, let it come from a place of grace and respect and admiration. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't have the talent or the abilities to be able to go through the shit that they went through and be able to come back and give their testimony to the things that they've been through, seen, and the people that they've been around. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm finna get on up out of here, man. Hey, I appreciate you all for tapping in. Again, shout out to my boy Kozo. Thank you, man, for inspiring me to do the same thing that you just did the other day, naming off. It's a whole bunch. Trust me. I can name off a whole bunch of people, bro. You know what I'm saying? That I've been in prison with, been around. You know what I'm saying? The homie Al Capone, Big Al Capone, rest in peace, from A-Tray gangster that died with Lil Sody. Lil Sody's uncle. He was definitely in a couple of places with me. I dealt with him every day. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, And it's a million more that I can name. A million reputables. You know what I'm saying? From everywhere, bro. You know what I mean? But again, man, I don't want to hold y'all up. You know what I'm saying? Thank you all again for tapping in. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share it. It's all for free. Won't cost you nothing. Won't cost you a dime, man. Get us back in the algorithm. They've been boop bopping us all over the head with these strikes to the channel for BS. Somebody even reported, I'll put up a video talking about the homie killer from 111 neighborhood that unalived himself. He hung himself in Folsom State Prison, right? I talked about that just the other day, and they sent me a notification telling me that other podcasters and people abroad reported that to them. I'm like, what? So, like, hey, bro, so I just got to be a little bit more conscious on, you know what I'm saying, what I put on these thumbnails, and you know what I'm saying, because I see there's somebody out there that's really trying to take us down, you know what I'm saying, reporting this and reporting that. That's nasty work, for real, for real. Y'all should be congratulating the positiveness and nothing negative coming about this channel. I'm not encouraging nobody kids to go out and gang bang, kill nothing, no crimes, no nothing. I'm trying to dissuade them away from all that because my life, my whole entire life has been consumed in that. Why would I encourage other people's children to do the things that's been making me reckon to the same wall over and over? That's insanity at its finest. You know what I'm saying? And I have youngins that's coming up that's gonna need the proper guidance and education. You know what I'm saying? And encouragement to get them away from that lifestyle that always held us down. I would never in a million years. You know what I'm saying? So positiveness is all you're gonna get, whether y'all like it or not. You know what I'm saying? And like I always say, this is the getaway from the getaway. All that crazy, we see all the crazy stuff, the car wrecks and all that. You know what I'm saying? With these other channels, people snitching and reporting channels, and oh my God, bro, you can't go to war with nobody that ain't scared to go to the police. That's when you kill that war. Kill the drama, the funk, and all that. Because if they willing to cheat and go get the assistance of the cops, you're gonna lose every time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So stop it with the WWE, man. That's the best advice I can give y'all. We're not engaging in none of that over here at this round table. Grown folks only. We love and cherish our round table family over here. You know what I'm saying? We try to give something different. Although we can keep our family aware of the things that's going on around us, at the same time, that ain't what we about over here. Positiveness. People go to work. People get off work. They come take a little time to come sit at this round table. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy the getaway from the getaway. That's what we always been about. You know what I'm saying? Grown folks. You know what I'm saying? I encourage all y'all, man, to get on that tip. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to let y'all get up out of here. I love and appreciate you all. If possible, if we able to do another live, probably around 12, 12:30, maybe 1. Hopefully, I can get Beautiful Golden back on. If not, she will definitely be back with us. You know what I'm saying? I see you, Golden. I see you. I see you, Dabmo. Again, salutes to you, my brother. Beach Boy, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that wasn't able to catch this live while it was live, but happened to catch up to it a little bit later on in your day. Roderick, salute to you, bro. Roderick's Choice. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all of y'all, though, man. We're going to get up out of here. Again, thank you all. Like, comment, and subscribe to the Swing Low Podcast Show. Do Rock Creek. Till the next time, y'all stay safe. Triple Gang.